Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year's. I hope everybody had a good night last night and is enjoying the new year thus far. Today, I want to do a special New Year's Day edition of my vlog, Build Your Perfection, Do What You Say, on treating every day like it's January 1st. I know this time of year is a time for New Year's resolutions, it's a time for starting new things. It's a time for doing that thing that you always told yourself you're going to do that you've never done, because it's January 1st, it's the start of a new year, it's the advent of something new, everything is beginning again, so there's this urge to start something that you haven't started before that you always wanted to start. And along with that comes, your New Year's resolution, going to the gym, doing better in school, doing better at work, working harder, whatever it may be, gaining weight, losing weight, whatever it may be. And a lot of people hate this time of year. I'll use the gym as an example, because it's something I know a good deal about. They're January 1st till like maybe mid-January. Everybody who goes to the gym all the time hates, because a bunch of people go to the gym for 2 weeks because it's their New Year's resolution, and then they stop because it's no longer the new year. The new year's grown old. They lose motivation, they lose confidence, they lose the drive that they had when they started, right? And what I want today's vlog to be about is treating every day like it's January 1st. Treating every day like it is that new day of the new year where you're starting something new. And what I mean by that is having the same motivation and drive that you had when you started on day one, and maintaining that throughout the length of the process, the duration of the process that it takes for you to achieve your goals, and making it a habit, making that sort of motivation and drive habitual, because that will help you get to where you want to get to and help you do what you say that you're going to do. So let's say your New Year's resolution is putting on 5 pounds of muscle and losing 5 pounds of fat, right? And you're watching all these workout videos, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Steve Cook, Bradley Martin, Christian Guzman, all these different fitness models. You're getting super pumped. You're like, oh, I'm going to put on all this muscle. I'm going to lose all this fat. I'm going to be jacked. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great year. I'm going to have a great physique. I'm going to go compete in a bodybuilding show. And it's going to be great, right? And you're super excited. Day one, you go to the gym. And you get there, you get your workout in and you're pumped, right? It went well. You're super excited. Day two comes around, you're still excited, you go to the gym, get your workout in, okay, like, still excited. Day three comes around, a little less excited, but you still go to the gym. Day four, day five, day six, week one is over, and you've done what you're supposed to do, right? And then week two comes around, and maybe you feel a little sick, or maybe some scheduling conflict happens where, like, you can't spend as much time at the gym as you'd like to, or maybe you can't even go to the gym in the first place. And you start to get a little discouraged, right? And then, you get out of your groove. Day two of week two comes along, and, your workout wasn't as good, because, you're not sort of in that groove that you started in. So you get, like, a little disappointed. Day three comes along. Maybe you're getting a little off track with your eating schedule. Your workouts are declining in progress. They're not going as well. They're declining in quality. And you start to get disappointed, discouraged. And then, day four, day five of week two comes along, and you decide to just stop, because, you lost the motivation that you had when you had first started, your journey to gaining that muscle and losing that fat, or doing better in school, or whatever it may have been. So you're on this, you lost the motivation that you had when you first started, and you don't know how to get it back. So I'm gonna give you a couple tools that I use to ensure that that motivation that you started with and that inspiration and whatever why that you started with, that gave you reason to begin your journey in the first place, how to maintain that why, how to remind yourself of that why, how to make sure that that motivation that caused you to start this journey and caused you to start whatever it is you started at the beginning of the new year, that you maintain that same motivation and inspiration and drive throughout your journey, throughout every day of your journey. And one tool I use, motivation, just like anything else, isn't permanent unless you make it permanent. Zig Ziglar talks about how he's like, he had this one reporter. Zig Ziglar is a motivational speaker, and he had this one reporter come up to him and say, so you claim that you're going to motivate these people and keep these people motivated, but isn't motivation, temporary? And Zig Ziglar's like, yeah, and so is bathing. And you don't bathe, once in your life and expect yourself to be clean your entire life, right? You don't eat once in your life and expect yourself to be full your entire life. You don't drink once in your life and expect yourself not to ever be thirsty again. So just like you do those things only once, just like you have to do those things again and again to remain clean, to remain satiated, to remain quenched, you must also motivate yourself daily to remain motivated. So what I do is every morning I wake up, I start with a motivational video. That may be Greg Plitt, that may be, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that may be Lane Norton, that may be Les Brown, that may be Zig Ziglar. It could be whoever you want. Maybe it's even a motivational song. Maybe it's a quote. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But something that reminds you of why you started in the first place, and something that gets you motivated to begin the day, right? Begins your day in a positive way. It's a consistent way to begin your day. You do it every day. You can do it every day. There's no reason why you can't, whether you have a phone or a laptop or whatever, or maybe just a recording, or you wrote it down somewhere. It doesn't matter. You keep it in your pocket. Whatever it is, just something that you can keep consistent and that you listen to on a daily basis that reminds you of why you started your journey. And I listen to that once in the morning when I wake up to motivate me, and once again before I go to bed, just to end my day on a positive note, and to remind me of why I started. The second thing is you may want to write down why you started, somewhere, whether that's in a notebook, whether it's on like a sticky note, wherever it may be. It could be on your phone. You can make it the background of your phone or your laptop. Whatever it is, write down the reason why you started your journey and keep it close to you at all times. So when you feel like straying from the path of success, you can look at that thing and say, oh yeah, that is why I started. That is why I won't quit. That is why I'll keep going. That is why it's worth it for me to challenge this obstacle and overcome this obstacle, because of that why. And by continuously reminding yourself, that's what it essentially comes down to, is just to continue to be motivated. You need to continue to remind yourself of why you started in the first place. Whether that's an end image of who you are and what you want to be, whether that's, like a reason why you wanted to change in the first place. It could be a million different things. It doesn't matter what it is, so long as it is the reason that got you motivated in the first place, and it's the reason that will keep you on your path to success. And that reason may very well change over time. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever keeps you motivated to keep grinding and to stay on your path to success. And even when you fail, to get back up again and try, because it's worth it for you to fulfill that why, and for you to achieve your goal, right? So yeah, those are two tips that I use to keep myself motivated, from day one when I started the journey all the way to the end of my journey. Or maybe my journey never even ends. And it just, it continues like that. And, my why changes periodically over time. I realize new things about myself. Different things motivate me. I grow as a person, so things change. Whatever it may be. But those are two tactics that I use to keep myself motivated along the path to success. So I hope you guys can use them too. I hope they're helpful. Um, Go do whatever it is that you said you're going to do and treat every day like it's January 1st. Peace, guys.